If animals could talk, who would be the most racist?
Ooh. You know what? Probably the monkeys, to be honest.
Why? Why?
I mean, because they, more than likely, I feel like they would always have something to say about somebody, no matter what the race is. They would be like the animal Peter Griffin.
Okay. Which three wrestlers in
Jobber Nation, happy Thanksgiving, and welcome to a special, short but sweet episode of the Jobbertears podcast. As always, I'm Janelle from HR, here with Sir Wilkins and Mr. Black. And before we get started, let's tell everyone that is watching on the late night tip, and I will be listening to this in a bit. What are we most thankful for? It's Thanksgiving. Let's get a little sentimental before we talk about some wrestling. So, what are you guys thankful for?
I'm still alive, so that's good.
Oh wow,
Facts, me
okay,
too.
that's solid. Living through a pandemic, never know. Okay, thankful for being breathing, still have jobs.
That is
What
a
about you,
fact.
Mr. Black? Yeah, shit, my
Um,
job just gave me a raise. They low key trying to keep me.
okay, big dick status.
Awesome.
Legit, like the other day, because the office manager that gives the pay stubs, and listen, I typically do not pay attention to my pay stubs. I know that's probably the most ignorant and silly thing to do, but I
No,
have
it's
no
not.
worry about it.
No,
So
that is ignorant.
no, it is. I know it is, but it doesn't compute to me. I check when I get the email direct deposit. I'm like, cool, bet. All right, we out. But my office manager had gave me my pay stub. He was like, yo, take a look at it. The owner gave you a raise, and I was just like, oh, I just was talking to him earlier about his baby's first Thanksgiving. Why he didn't tell me? And niggas, when I looked on that shit and saw an extra $2,
Wow.
I said, oh, they trying to keep me. They trying to keep me right where I'm
Happy
sitting. So,
Thanksgiving, Mr. Carl Bird.
oh, happy Thanksgiving, Carl, and congratulations on your panel with AEW. I think that's so dope, and
Facts, that was
wish
dope.
you
Congrats, bro.
nothing but the best. And next time you come to New York, we'll hopefully be able to do the podcast together live and in color.
Yeah, hopefully,
Um,
like we all in the same exact, same exact borough this time.
yeah, because well, he was in Brooklyn when he was here. Y'all just wasn't here.
Yeah, it was like the weirdest time. He was like, "Yo, I'm here." I'm looking like, bro, like you told us it's the day of, bro. Like,
It
like
be like that.
this was
But
the earlier days. Like, we was really wasn't weren't together like that.
Yeah,
no,
okay. You guys
true.
ready?
We
What?
already talking. Anyway, Mr. Black, what are you most thankful for?
Um, I don't know. I'm just thinking for life. That's
Okay,
it. That's it. It's just
life.
like I know this sound mad cliche though, but at the end of the day, life, my nigga,
Yes.
listen. Let's be serious here. We live in New York. We live in a city. We don't live in a backward country in in America, deep down in the South, where we use the bathroom in our house. Like we make well more than minimum wage. We have heat in the house, and honestly, we're black. So like life is good.
So we're
Dead ass.
winning. We are winning.
Yeah, like even if like we weren't, there's still stuff to be grateful for. Like we live in New York. Like that alone is definitely a W right there. A city because that allows us to be so diverse to experience different cultures all at once. We go down the block, we get clothes from the Chinese dude, from the Asian dude, we get food from the Spanish nigga, and the guy that who saw our clothes is from the Middle East. Come on, that's true diversity right there. So that's a blessing. Living in New York, a blessing being on the podcast, man. It's a blessing to be one of the pioneers, being one of the founding fathers of this black excellence, and shout out to us for just being a very diverse black black team. Even though
Yeah,
that
no,
we all have similarities, but we all cover different ground of the blackness. You understand?
no, I think it's dope, and
I
I
won't say the
get.
blackness. I'm sorry. The better choice of words is the black experience. Sorry.
And speaking about the Black experience, I
Talk
want
to
to
me.
thank everyone that came out this past Saturday. We did a kickoff meetup panel this Saturday at Legends. The audio for the panel
Facts.
is up on SoundCloud and
Facts.
all
It
streaming
is.
platforms. But once again, shout outs to Nick, the best referee in the Northeast. Billy Dixon, a true inspiration. Peter Rosado, shout outs to him. December 11th, it was all a dream in Richfield Park. Make sure to get tickets for that. My Demon Diva, who definitely, I just love the fact that she started off just talking in so many different languages. It was just like, yes, bring the culture to the table. And of course, Patricia representing those wrestling girls who was co-hosting the event.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least, Cal, that representing Black Wrestling podcast from the DMV, even though the boys don't like saying DMV because they from Maryland, but they definitely.
It's the same thing.
First of all, it was way too many DMV niggas. I didn't even know
Well, you
Bad
have to
how
respect what
that
people,
invite got there.
but you also got to respect what people don't like and what they want to be called from. You got to respect that.
Yo, you know how you could literally go to Virginia, Maryland, and DC, and you be in one car ride, and you won't even notice. It's just like this. It's just like
yes,
it's a joke. We know that, man. Like, don't kill the fun, bro. Come on, man. Like, don't be the dad, dog. Stop being the dad, bro. Relax.
That's what they said. They don't want to be called from there. You respect it.
No, I know.
We know that.
No, I know, but
we know that. But it's like we still gonna make fun of y'all niggas. It's just like if people make fun of us New York niggas. It's like how that we say son, we say my nigga. Yeah, we say all of that. It's a joke. We don't care. Just like Staten Island people feel.
But there was a lot of DMV people there. It was a lot.
Shout out to Raj from WrestlingNews.com that came through. My new BFF. I was so glad to see him and his wife come out support. Just everybody that came through. It was definitely a good vibe. It was definitely much fun and appreciated that everyone decided to spend their Saturday night with us. So once
shout out to Brian Waters, one of the photographer. Shout out to the GOAT, Rich. Once again we got another classic stiff camera B. Dang, so we got classic stiff camera B. Classic, man. If you're looking for classic hit makers, shout out to that guy Rich B, because that man will make you look beautiful out here. Hey, if you can't get Rich, shout out to my nigga Guns B. Pew pew pew. Of course, shout out to the audio DJ. I'm Dwayne of the Show Season Podcast. Please support these guys.
Thank you so much to Dwayne for coming through, doing the audio. Definitely wouldn't have been any type of level of professionalism without him. So we do want to thank him and so much, and being a part of our team. We welcome him. We thank him so much for that. Let's jump right into it while we are doing a short but sweet episode. Survivor Series. It invaded New York City, Brooklyn, New York. How was the bar? Like, I don't even.
The bar was decent, a decent amount of people. A lot of people were at Survivor Series because the tickets were dirt cheap, from what I hear. But it was good. Survivor Series in general, though, I only like 2 matches on that card.
What 2? Let's talk about it.
It was the beginning, which was Becky versus Charlotte.
The beginning and the end.
And then.
Yeah, but the thing about it, the Charlotte match had a good storyline build up, and then they live up to the hype. Yeah, but then the match in general was just, for me personally, it was a little weird. Like, the chemistry just seemed off, and I know they were trying to say something or do something, but it wasn't 100% there.
That wasn't a match. I don't know what you was watching. That was a straight fight.
No, but I'm saying even if you're portraying a fight, the chemistry wasn't there. That's what I'm saying. And that's my opinion on that one. You can say you may have loved it, but when I was watching it, it was just like it felt sloppy at times.
Well, because I think they were trying to get a lot of stuff in, even though they went 22 minutes, like legit.
Oh.
Which is nothing wrong with that.
Which is nothing wrong with that. Actually, my question to you guys is, do you think it should have went first? Because the energy, like, it started off really, really high, and then Becky and Charlotte, I think, delivered. I think the story was there. I think the match itself was good. I do think towards the end, it got a little sloppy. I will say that. Just being there. But I do think overall the match, it delivered. But do you think it should have went first? Because then after that, it kind of like everybody's energy just went, it just went down.
It would make no difference if it went first or last. Because if those two were the two banger matches and everything in between was kind of, it doesn't matter. Think about it,
No, I feel like I just asked because, and I'm always on cheap plug Jobber Slam. I think for us it was strategically a certain way that you want certain matches to be at a certain time in certain place. So I look at it differently now, being in that position. Like, should you have put that match on first? How you would have felt if Roman and Big E would have opened the show first? Like it's just so many different variables. Like, should they have opened with the Survivor Series match? Should they have it's just so many different variables involved. So I always like to think of things differently in that viewpoint now. Just because of like our experience in putting on a show.
I mean, just from the standpoint of just that, shout out to Stephanie Hardy, that statement. Just for that standpoint alone, yes. But since you added more layers to it, I don't know, because everything between was just didn't matter. You understand? Like, it was cool, but
right, so that's what I'm saying. Like, putting on the first match that everybody kind of was invested in, was that the smart move? Because then after that, you weren't invested into the main event.
there will be no difference between the main event into the first match. Yeah.
All right, and then what else? Both Survivor Series matches, Team Raw won, which I wasn't surprised about. Seth winning, I think, for me, made sense, and being the sole survivor.
Seth is the best thing on Raw.
There you go. That's a great statement. I felt like Damian Priest and Shinsuke could have been on the main card. The 25 Battle Royal could have been on the pre-show. Yes. I forgot. Yeah.
I just was confused on why they was fighting over pizza. Like that, it threw me off.
Have you ever tried Pizza Hut pizza before?
But I'm not gonna hold you. I went home and ordered Pizza Hut. I'm not lying.
Pizza Hut, right?
I was starving.
Pizza Hut, right?
Place. Absolutely.
Exactly.
And I went home.
So they won.
Ordered Pizza Hut.
So they won.
No, but I just got Pizza Hut.
You bought it.
Wait. Put your guy in first. All right, maybe that I'm crazy.
But Pizza Hut is Mikey's thing, so I'll always.
But you still bought one.
Exactly.
And be honest. That was the advertising.
Exactly. So they won.
I mean, when Montez was fucking throwing them slices in the crowd, I was tight. I was like, yo.
I was tight, B. Because Pizza Hut hit different, B. So let me ask you guys a question. And be honest. Be honest. Did you thought The Rock was going to come back?
No.
Why? Janelle, hold on. Because me and my brother have the same opinion. So my brother go. Then Janelle, you go.
I knew he wasn't gonna come back. It was great, but the thing is, you kind of knew he wasn't gonna come. Like, and then everybody was getting tight because I heard more rumors of him not showing up.
Well, the biggest thing is that he's in Europe doing media for the movie. And because he's traveling in Europe, if he would have came back to the States, he would have had a quarantine anyway. So you wouldn't have been able to come anyway. But I mean, it just was one of those, like, because I was in the building. It was one of those things where you just like, you're on the edge of your seat, but they kept fucking playing the song, even though they were showing the clips. So every time the song played, everybody looked at each other nervous. It's like your nerves were shot the entire night. Like you were just like, what? You didn't want to go to the bathroom. You didn't want to get food.
He doesn't want to come. He's not coming back because because XFL got pushed back a season.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, they're not doing 2022?
Yeah, supposedly. They're working on. So basically what it is that it's cheaper if he comes when the XFL is coming back because he can cross promote and they don't have to pay him as much.
Exactly. So there you go.
That's the rumor that's coming out with that is that he doesn't have to come back during that time. So it's.
I mean, but they could have at least did a video message though.
I mean, personally,
a video message.
Personally,
he did a video message for Impact.
Right. I mean, personally, this is how I see it. It's better for next year, dogs. Hollywood, and that's even better. They're gonna be cheaper. They're gonna be cross promoted with XFL. Come on, WWE and Hollywood is one of the biggest actor this year. Personally, one of the nights should be Brock versus Bobby Lashley. You got two country boys. You got two. Come on, B. Two big. Mammoth Beast on night one on a Saturday. Both UFC megastars, B. That's money right there. And on Sunday, you put Roman versus The Miz or something. I don't know.
Shout out to CM Punk calling MJF basically the poor man's version of Miz.
He said
So-
he was the dollar value version.
So let's talk about that. The internet's talking.
We ain't finished the Survivor Series. No. We gotta go through the week. No. Hold it on.
My bad, big dogs. Yeah. You're female. My bad, big cat. Like,
that's fine. Lioness, I heard you. I get it. But finishing up Survivor Series, guys, what other things did you like that you didn't like?
It was a B from if you were to grade it, it was a B. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
It was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. Even being there, like I was like, okay.
It wasn't that great of a Survivor Series, but it was good. It wasn't one of their best pay-per-views of the year.
There you go. Yeah, it was very.
SummerSlam, I felt like delivered more.
Yeah, SummerSlam was 2 nights
this year. No.
Oh, yeah, SummerSlam with Bianca Belair. Right. Yeah, okay.
But speaking of Bianca, that was the one thing that I did like and I appreciated just as a fan of Bianca Belair. Like, let me be very clear. The fact that she has to be MVP of this year.
She's getting her Infinity Stone.
You won the Rumble.
That's one Infinity Stone.
And won WrestleMania.
That's the second Infinity Stone.
You were a part of the biggest comeback in somebody's career. Even though you dropped the title, you were a part of that moment. And now you are the sole survivor.
Infinity Stone number 3.
The Raw team. Like, bitch, what? Like
people don't understand. Those are low-key, milestones. Very few people won the Royal Rumble, then came to the ring, won Survivor Series, made it WrestleMania, had a lengthy title reign. Very few people is a Grand Slam champion. There's very few people. So to even be the top echelon team to do that, that's amazing. Bianca's ready to get her Infinity Stones, dog.
No, which is super dope. But I mean the vibe, and then once again, Big E and Roman delivered.
Fact.
That was the best match of the night.
Yeah.
Yep, they delivered.
Shout out to WWE and whoever's doing their PR, whatever, putting Bianca Belair and her boo, Montez Ford on Hot 97. Once again, utilizing their resources. It makes sense. That was very good. Even have them at different games and all. They money. If you want to think of a wrestling couple right there, that's the generation you're going to see that they money right there. When I say they money, they money. They currency. They larger.
With their outreach as of late.
Fire sauce.
Big E was in a heavyweight. Was in a not heavyweight, the middleweight title match.
Let me tell you, he was in Vegas, and then flew the next day, less than hours, to come back to New York to do Survivor Series. My man out here is running.
Yeah, I think he was in Cali too for the NFL Good Morning show. He was there the day before, something like that. He was. They're doing a lot of great outreach right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like the fact that they didn't make, even though Roman won, it didn't diminish or devalue Big E. I feel like anyone else, it would have done that to them. But the way that they did the match, it didn't when I tell you, at the end, the crowd got up, I'm telling you, standing ovation to Big E in Barclays.
Wow.
I'm telling you, everybody was chanting him and definitely giving him props for how he made it through the match, even though he lost. So I can appreciate that, because sometimes when you lose, that's just you go down. But I think it gave him another layer to him as an athlete and as a superstar. So I can appreciate that. All right. So we do Survivor Series, and then the next night we are at Raw. Monday Night Raw, guys.
Seth Rollins got speared.
Don't trust anybody.
By the tribe, somebody put as part of the bloodline.
Fake ass tribal.
What is his name? Mr. Fatu? Or I don't know his name.
God.
But he's all elite.
Hey, listen. He's a fan of the show. Shout out to him.
I don't know his name.
Listen, if he sees this and you want to come on,
No. I do a live with him.
No, because you could do a live with him.
Nah,
We all three could do it.
in general, no media should touch that because it's
I just want to know why.
because clearly he has a mental issue.
Yeah.
He's not 100% there.
Well, maybe he needs some support. You know.
No. He needs like therapy, medication, or something.
Support.
Yeah, like he needs
But
like
medical
help.
support.
The elevators are all the way up.
It just no. The lights are not all the way on.
Because
But
he cut a whole promo.
Mom, yo, coming
He
fresh
did
out
this
of
for
Brooklyn,
Rikishi.
Out of everybody, Rikishi.
Brooklyn Detention on fucking Atlantic Avenue came out and did a promo and said William Goldberg and Vincent Kennedy McMahon hit him up and said, "Come through."
Well,
What?
so supposedly a fake Seth Rollins account.
A fake Seth Rollins account on what it looked like WhatsApp. That's how the text messages look. Had basically he caught a scam. And anybody that ever works retail, like listen, when I did my little stint at 7-Eleven, that was the number one thing they taught you. Do not sell gift cards and put money on it unless it's cash. Because if you use a credit card for a gift card, that shit is a scam. Number one thing they teach you first. So he was out here talking about he got scammed out of what, $3,000? And thought it was Seth freaking Rollins.
And he came to beat him up for his money. Okay.
And then apologize after the fact. Like what?
Nah,
I don't understand. But it was wild because it happened like us being there because we were kind of like, I don't want to say we were dead center, but we were kind of on the side where you can kind of see everything. And literally, it was the fastest thing I have ever seen in wrestling.
So
I mean, if somebody took $3,000 from you, come on.
No, but the thing is though, it's he didn't talk about $3,000.
The nigga that comes out with the fur every week.
But he talked about how he did it for
Rikishi. He did it
so
for
it wasn't about the $3,000. That's what had me.
Yo, he did it for
It was not about the $3,000.
It was about Rikishi. Said I did it for Rikishi.
So the moment this nigga said he did it for the bloodline, I said, yo, was he watching Survivor Series 99 and just had the ultimate like, yo, I could do this? Because that was exactly what that was. And
then he said I did it for like Finn Balor.
He said I love Finn.
Look, did it for the thing, but then it raises this other question of like, I think this fandom, it gets to a point where it becomes too much. Because
okay, I'm asking you a question after.
When you get into the industry, you are in some ways double-edged sword because you belong to the people. The people is who made you. But who belongs to the people is your character.
It's not you.
It's not you. It's your character that belongs.
Like CM Punk belongs to the fans. Phil belongs to Phil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So there's a line people cross, and then you have people who, to them, this is still real to them.
This is their life.
And then that's why they attack people on Monday Night Raw, and then.
Or the Hall of Fame, like the.
But there's no difference.
Because that nigga thought he busted Seth's lip, but the thing was that Seth was bleeding way before he hit him.
And I also want to talk about how people were saying, yo, Seth is soft. He should have beat him up and stuff.
Seth was choking him out.
And that's what I'm saying. People were saying that. Like he had him in a chokehold.
The front chokehold.
Yeah, he had him in a chokehold. And then the thing is also the dude came out of nowhere.
Like came from the side.
Yeah, came out.
Honestly, the people who saying that never been in a fight before. That's it.
But even didn't I see a tweet or because my boy Jim Cornette was talking about it. Didn't Chavo Guerrero say something about that? How niggas
so Chavo said so Chavo said, which he also took back. He said that he remembered there was a time when wrestlers could beat up fans. That type of shit he said.
It's so
But then
true.
he also pulled that back. He's like, oh, Seth handled it the right way because there was so much backlash about it. Because at the end of the day, let's say Seth beat this dude's ass.
Now he looked like now he not the victim. He looked like the accuser now.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like this, like somebody talked about Sonya Deville's house getting broken into.
Exactly.
Bro, that's wild.
Yeah, but
like that.
Or the kid or somebody that was messaging Alexa Bliss
yeah,
once upon a time. But I was trying to save y'all a story because well in pre-production we were talking about how like fans like be posted up at the host hotel and be waiting for them to come out and take pictures with them, and even at the airport it gets wild. Like I have a story. So when we went to WrestleMania this past April, we were in Tampa. When I landed, I was meeting up with Mega Ran because we was all going to the hotel together. So where he was sitting at was a host of literally kids and like adults with fucking containers of like collectors, like collectible items, and they had like phones and walkie-talkies and shit. And niggas was posted in different gates telling people like, yo, such and such is about to come down. Such and such is about to come down, so they can get things signed, take pictures with them. Like when I tell you, it was the most organized fucking attack I've ever seen.
Wait, time out.
I promise.
So you're telling me they were like,
the
Kate
guy
right now. We got Alexa Bliss coming out right now. Copy 10-4, copy.
On the phone and was like, yo, Edge just got off the plane. He's coming through. He just came through terminal such and such. And they would, and it would be like, and it'd be people that drove hours and hours to go and do some shit like this.
But I don't understand the end game of it.
Well, they getting shit signed. Like the people that I saw, they had like collectible things. So like imagine like, you know, the store in Queens that has all the collectible items that people sign and stuff like that. So imagine like you have your own like shop, like pop-up shop, and you selling them shits, and them shits go for hundreds, thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
right?
they do. Yeah.
So that's a different type of end game. But I mean, basically, the ones that just be rolling up on them and be like, "Can I take a picture with you? Can I take a picture with you?" It's like okay, but like, remember when people used to get on Sasha Banks for being rude and not want to do stuff? But it's just like you gotta kind of respect their space a little bit. Like I literally walked past CM Punk in the airport in Chicago. Literally, like I was just like, "Holy shit!" Still.
Well, it's one of
I kept walking and he kept walking, and I was like, you know, I took that moment to be like, oh shit, we locked eyes, and I kept it pushing. I was like, all right, cool, bye.
I would not take a picture with CM Punk anyway. So
I don't know what you're weird if you have with him anyway. You have some weird beef with him. That man did nothing to you but entertain you.
It's like him, Kenny. The list goes on and on.
It's only him and Kenny.
It's only him and Kenny. But yeah, it's just I mean, as fans, you want to have that moment with your with your favorite superstar. Like I've literally seen like 80% of my top 5. Like the only person I think I haven't met is because he's dead is my favorite. So like you have those moments and you hold them, but you gotta kind of respect the space though.
But it's when everything is not there, you're not gonna understand that.
Exactly.
So
like a lot of people don't understand, but that's just in general. That's just we worship people just put celebrities on pedestals, false gods, and we just put them on high pedestal because they did something that a lot of us think that we can't do. So when they see them, like, oh my gosh, it's such and such. Oh my God, they be passing out like Michael Jackson. Niggas used to pass out at the shows. He do like this. Oh, niggas passing out
because Michael's the GOAT.
And you just said that. There you go. You understand? Like people worship celebrities. You know that, dude. Come on, bro. You know that. There's a church of Beyonce. Let's be serious.
Me as a beehive. But I'm just gonna put that out there, Jobber Nation. If you see one of us, just you can say hi. You don't gotta spear us. You don't gotta, rock bottom us. You don't gotta do none of that. You can just say hi.
Niggas act like we Beyonce level. Nigga, no. Why you act like talking like we Beyonce level fame? Like, what are you talking about?
Yo, because it's true though. Like you never know.
Motherfuckers sleeping on Michael. Michael deserved for people to faint. Michael deserved people to faint.
This nigga ain't a god, B. An alien, yes, but not a god.
He's the closest thing to God that we had on Earth, B.
He's an alien.
And they took
The
him
closest
out.
thing to God.
And they took
You
him
see what I'm
out.
talking about? And so it said he made Thriller. A zombie. He was
Yo,
dancing with the dead. You celebrating that? Don't we get all Christian on y'all? Woo! I'm
well,
getting my Bible.
Christianity ain't real though. So
Listen,
so we can go
listen.
there. It's
I'm more spiritual than anything. We could go in that argument.
but Christianity ain't real. You mentioned
Not
Christianity.
today.
It ain't real.
Not today.
I said that I could go with Christianity on y'all.
Yeah, and it
That's
ain't
it.
real. So Michael's more real than Christianity.
This nigga used it as a verb, though. That's the funny part about it.
Christianity.
But moving on.
So you saying that? Wait. Let me ask you a question. What do you believe in then? I believe in nothing.
I do believe in God, but Christianity as the organized religion is not really real.
Religion, period.
So, but yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a different, but that's a totally different topic.
In general, it's just not real. Because you mentioned Christianity, I was like, that shit ain't real. Michael Jackson's real.
You met him?
I never. If I would have beat him, I'll probably fake too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Exactly. This nigga's go back to a pro wrestlers.
Huh?
That's so great, dog.
Wait,
Yeah,
you would pass out for Michael Jackson?
but the difference is I'm not gonna stalk Michael.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
That stalking shit.
Okay.
I'm not gonna wait in front of his hotel or something like that. Which is if that's your thing, that's your thing. But for me personally, like, the weirdest thing I did was when we had finished recording and then there was an MSG show, like a random Thursday MSG show, and then Malachi Black walked in front of us, and my loser ass like, "Yo, Alistair Black!" And he's like, "Oh." He's like,
when I
"Oh."
tell you, Alistair Black turned around so fast, said hi, and then continued to walk fast, it was probably the funniest thing I've heard.
Listen,
Like he was like,
I saw Bobby Lashley. I saw Bobby Lashley one day by MSG. I waited, but like I was wanting to do it the other day. I was like, Bobby Lashley. I was trying to take a picture of it. He said, "Yeah."
DM him because he might respond. Because he might respond. He responded to Justice. He might respond.
Oh man! So I should hit on my brother Apollo Crews.
Moving on. So what's
I look like him, you know.
Raw?
I know
someone that looks more like Apollo Crews.
Raw was bad.
Oh, that's my other brother then.
Raw wasn't that bad.
Raw wasn't good.
What happened to Raw anyway?
It wasn't that bad.
Raw wasn't good.
First of all, I thought Bianca and Tamina was low-key random but dope at the same time.
It happened already.
No, they had like a match though.
They already had a match.
Because
last week.
No,
I didn't watch the week before.
No, because the thing is, the reason why it was bad because the egg thing was stupid as hell, and I kind of wanted it to end on a bigger note than Austin Theory get a title shot.
But I think what I liked about it was that it was the randomness that you didn't see, and it was something different. Like,
but why was it fucking egg?
Because it's the egg from the movie. It's the real egg that The Rock gave him. Yeah.
The shit was whack.
Did give him that though.
The shit was whack.
So if The Rock gave you an egg, if somebody took the egg, you telling me you wouldn't go find that egg? If Dwayne Johnson gave you that egg?
I'm not writing that into a script.
I'm asking
No.
You,
the point is, I'm not writing that into a script.
The point is, I'm asking you. If
no,
Dwayne
once
gave
again,
you an
I'm
egg,
not writing that into a script because this was written into a script.
Well, it was funny. They said you said that make you laugh. He said, "Oh, that makes you chuckle."
It didn't make me laugh. I don't know why y'all defending this shit.
I'm not defending it.
No, I am because I haven't watched the movie yet. So that's what threw me off because when we were at Survivor Series, I was like, what the fuck is the egg about? What the fuck is this about? And shout out to Ashley from Pretty Heels. She was like, oh, it's from the movie that is the sponsor of the damn pay-per-view. I said, oh, okay.
I understand that.
Sense.
I still don't want the shit in the show because it was whack.
I don't mind it. It didn't bother me. It didn't bother me. And then when he told Adam Pearce and
then
Sonya,
Sammy's a snitch.
Yo, Vince called him a snitch. I said, oh shit. Oh shit, that's real. I don't know.
Let's talk about Montez almost getting into a fight with a fan.
With a fan we know.
Yes, a fan that we know. Sydney Clark.
A fan that we know.
That comes to the viewing parties.
Niggas.
I had beef with Montez Ford. Ladies and gentlemen, Sidney Cloud came to Barclays Center with a fan that said with a sign that said
Montez is doo doo.
So throughout the match and throughout the time on Raw, Montez and Sidney Cloud were exchanging words back and forth. Then Montez invites Sidney Cloud down for a good one-on-one conversation. Next thing you know, Sami Zayn and MVP join into the conversation. I will be posting a video of what happened on the Jobbertears podcast Instagram because Sidney Cloud did send me the video.
Exclusive.
So
you heard it first. But what's funny was, so this is what I was telling the boys. So I forgot what match it was, and I was like, yo, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I was like, all right, pee. I'm gonna go pee. So I went to the bathroom, and when I was walking back to the section we were sitting in, I seen this nigga online getting a beard. So I said, oh shit, what's up? Like, I hadn't seen him in a minute. And he was asking, he's like, oh, who's with you? Is Wilkins with you? I said, yeah, he's sitting in our section, we in section 12. And he was like, oh, y'all should have got tickets today. I said, nah. I ended up getting them when they went on sale because, I had gotten them for Wilkins' birthday and, blah, blah, whatever. So then he tells me, he's like, yeah, I got a sign that says Montez Ford is doo-doo. I was like, what? I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, I really don't. He's like, I like Dawkins. Dawkins is dope. But Montez, I don't really like him like that. I said, oh, okay. Didn't think nothing. When I tell y'all, didn't think nothing of it. I didn't think none of it. Because at the end of the day, we all fans. We all have our own opinions. Like, everybody knows I don't really fuck with Roman. I can respect what he's doing, but that's not really my guy. I'm not going to go for meet and greet. I'm not going to do none of that shit. So I understand, and to a certain point, you got your own freedom of speech. Go for it. But when shit went left, and he got to the barricade, I said, this nigga here with the turquoise blue shirt. I said but what's crazy? It would only be him.
But then it raises this other question, like, yo, you can have your opinion. But I think sometimes, like, fans and wrestlers got to respect each other's opinions. Like, yeah, you think I'm whack, cool, whatever.
But would you be annoying with it? Like, every 2 minutes.
I don't know what really happened. Supposedly they were going back and forth talking shit to each other.
Yeah, he was going because once again, so this was after Raw. This was like the obnoxious 18,000 nigga lumberjack match that happened after Raw went off. So I saw him down by the barricade, and I was just like, what the fuck going on? I was like, somebody else getting kicked out? And I said, lo and behold, it is this one. I said, oh, God. I said, how the fuck he get so close?
I see it from both angles. I can see for how that him having his opinion and Dawkins being professional, like Dawkins. Whatever, Montez Ford just gotta ignore it, just be professional about it though. But I can kind of see it from Montez, like, what if throughout the whole match, you just standing there, and every 2 seconds you do. It's like, he probably, yo, nigga, get off my dick. I get it, I'm doo-doo. You want to do something about it? Like, he probably wasn't being annoying. I don't know. Like, I'm just seeing for all angles. Like, at the end of the day, though, son, yo, niggas could be annoying with their opinion, though, son. Like, I get you. I heard you the first 10 times. So why you gotta keep on doing it and once I give reaction, you want to get tight at me. So I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm just seeing it from both standpoints. Like, at the end of the day, you're entitled to your opinion, and Montez is entitled to react to it. But him as a professional in a sport that he's doing, he should know better.
Yeah, it's a little dicey on that one.
A little dicey, but at the end of the day, if your man, like,
it was. Sorry, it didn't happen on live TV.
It was good TV. I'll give you that. Great.
Yeah, it is. But like, if your man was being annoying throughout the whole time, being consistent, your man kind of deserved the fade after that. Be like, yo, so you want the fade, my nigga?
Because where he was sitting at, he was sitting on TV side. So where he was sitting at, he wasn't where you could, like, if you were in the ring, you couldn't hear. Like, if he was shouting and shit, you wouldn't probably been able to hear him where he was sitting. But what he probably ended up doing, because it was after the live went off, he probably decided to get a little closer.
Yeah.
And that's probably when that happened. Because it was
he probably was a good bro.
Yeah, he wasn't far, but he just. But you know what? I'm not surprised. It's one of those things. Like, if you know him, you like.
See,
Yeah,
so
that's
my theory
it.
was right. He was being annoying with it, so I don't blame him. Like, yo, you want the
He,
fame?
well, no, because it was not live, so it didn't even matter. Like,
Yeah, I know, I know, I
and he
know.
and he wasn't. And you know what? The one thing I will say, unlike the nigga that speared Steph, though, he
Yeah,
didn't feel like he had to get physical
yeah.
at that point, because
So
where he was, he could have definitely jumped over that barricade where he was, and he didn't.
Wait, what you
So,
said? Him messing with Montez Arrest. That dude who had major beef with Sam Roberts over Bianca at NXT versus what?
oh, but Sam Roberts is problematic as fuck though, low key. So, no,
But how is wait?
I can't
But
defend
how
him.
is wait? But how is Sam Roberts problematic? Explain.
No, I feel like I'm just not a fan of the work of the journalism. That's not me. Just like how some
Yeah,
people
but
don't really,
how?
just like how some people don't really fuck with JBL. It's the same kind of vibe
But you
for
call him
me.
problematic. But what makes him problematic?
Because the first thing you do is you went out here and bash a black woman.
He didn't bash her. He commented on her skills. He said, "Yo, I feel like she's not
And
ready
then
to be in the main
and then
event
took it back. And then took it back. And then took it back.
because he proved him wrong. That's it. That's the like concept of sports. You prove your doubters wrong and you take it back. That's a stand-up journalism right there. He's being honest. I don't see nothing wrong with that. But
No.
yet, Jim Cornette and these other guys say wildness
Oh,
and y'all praise him.
Jim
Come
is
on, dog.
wild problematic. I'm the
Come
first,
on,
and I tell
son.
you, I watch Jim all the time. Jim can be wild problematic.
Come on.
I
Come
would never
on.
say that.
Sam said one thing bad about Bianca, took it back and on up to it, apologized. Come
but
on.
but even at the time I did react and say it was a little racist. But when I look back, he did say it wasn't the wrong thing. He just felt she wasn't particularly ready to be in that main event picture.
And what happened? She won a main roster and won a main event for a little bit to sharpen her skills up.
I
No,
mean,
but
that's
the thing is,
fine.
he didn't see because I always told you that she just now is coming into herself, just now, and I wasn't a big fan of her up
From the
until like
beginning.
her last run in NXT. But because she needed a lot of work, she was talented. We all knew that, but Sam wasn't wrong. Even though now that I look back at his comment, he wasn't wrong. It's just that it's some white dude talking about a black chick. It doesn't come off. The optics.
So let me ask you a question. It seems like whenever, regardless of race, whatever, is when somebody talks about like a white person talk about a black person, oh, let's say that they don't agree. Let's say Bobby Lashley, let's say Sam Ross did something like, I don't think Bobby Lashley is ready to be in the main event, right? His opinion, people automatically scream racism at him. But it's just an opinion on his skills, but not him as a black man, but him as a performer. So
It's not what you say; it's how you say it.
So
but again,
it wasn't the fact that it was a black woman, a black person per se. For me, it was more of a woman. And for me, even with us doing what we do in media and like what we do, I'm very mindful of how I structure and how I say things, in my opinion, because Janelle's never taking a bump. Janelle's never getting in the ring. So I'm gonna be mindful and careful of certain things that I say, because I can't sit here and fully criticize something that I wouldn't do myself. That's where it kind of like alters for me. As a female, we already got 2.5 strikes in this business.
someone said that Sam Rollins tone was disrespectful. Come on, B. That's an excuse right there, B.
That's not an excuse. That's the person's opinion.
But this is what he said. Sam Roberts made one thing clear during the NXT Takeover Phoenix pre-show panel. He doesn't believe Bianca Belair deserved to be on the show. So the reason why that sounded wild, because he said she didn't deserve to be on the show, not to be in the title picture, not to be in the main events. It was, you shouldn't be on the Takeover show in general.
Like,
okay, that's different. That's different. You see, that's different.
You're not, and I thought it was, I remembered it wrong, being that he meant the title picture. But the mere fact he said she didn't deserve to be on the show, that means you're telling me that
okay, that's different.
is like below.
Okay.
Like, there's no way she should
And
be
it had
on.
nothing to do with her being black or.
Thank you. It wasn't.
No.
Her
So
skills.
that's my thing isn't always going to be black and white. It doesn't always have to be
Mhm.
that. But my thing is, as a woman of color at that, and for you to say that is like.
He said.
Excuse me.
It's not takeover worthy, said Sam Roberts. Bianca Belair is a good athlete, but like, look at the list of women's champions. You got Shayna Baszler, you have Charlotte, you have Sasha Banks, you have Asuka, you have Kairi Sane. This is a list of elite women in wrestling, and Bianca Belair is nowhere close to that list. Now, what I think he was trying to say is that her having a title shot right now, she shouldn't have it yet. But like I always say, it's not what you say, it's how you say
It's how you say it, yeah.
Because the way he's saying this shit is wild. It's like she's a straight bum. Like, she has no skills. So, and that's the way that it comes off, because it just, happy Thanksgiving, Dre.
Happy
Thanksgiving. So let me ask you guys a question. Is he kind of did explain himself right after that statement, and then he explains it. Do you think that the problem with society is we don't do the extra work past the original statement? Because what I heard, like, if I just heard that statement and I'm like, oh, he wild, he did it up. But then if I listen to what he said after, he explained himself. So he's just saying her skills, not even as a woman, just saying in general, like, yo, she's not up there elite as these other athletes. These other athletes been seasoned. I don't think she's that seasoned. But I can kind of see what Janelle's saying, that, Sam, you never take a bump in your life. Sam, you have a weird diet where, like, you don't like certain foods because all you eat chicken nuggets and French fries. Well, his calories expanded. Nigga, like, when you like you have so much things against you for real. But I get it. He never took a bump though. But have like anyone took a bump besides my brother? Has any wrestling fans have taken a bump? And wrestling fans have said some crazy that this person's not worthy, this is not person not worthy. So it goes back to us commentating on it, like, what right do we have to say then if none of us have really take a bump? So how can we comment on people's skills if we didn't actually went through it, or we don't have the skills on that level? So explain that to me.
So like I mentioned when I just explained about the whole Sam Roberts thing, I'm very mindful about how and what I say, because people don't realize that people listen. Like, one thing we all learned, I think, this year is that people be listening to our shit and we don't even be knowing it. So for me as a person, I have to be mindful because my words have consequences. How I say things and how I move have consequences to them, regardless of right. But that's what I'm saying. And I think, to answer your question in regards to, do we just listen to the first thing and not listen to the follow-up? I think it's important that you listen to both, but you still have a right to decide if you still want to fuck with the person after that or not. I think it would be ignorant for you not to hear the full story before making a conscious opinion about it, because everyone has a right to their opinion. I'm not saying like that, but you have to be mindful of the traction that you get, like who you are.
I agree.
Essentially, people take your word for it. Like, I have people, and it's not to toot my horn or anything. I have people hit me up from time to time asking me for my own opinion on a certain particular thing in wrestling. I think it's the craziest thing in the world, but that's how I know, like, I have a social responsibility to be mindful and be careful of the things that I say, because people will take it for what it's worth. And even though they hear the first thing, just like how you always talk about, people don't listen. People listen to react instead of listening to hear. It happens all the time. But you have to just be mindful of how those certain things can come and bite you back in the ass 10 years later and be like, yo, you said this? What? And then you got to be able to explain yourself.
I definitely agree with that.
It's opinions are opinions. It's like assholes. Everybody got one. He's entitled to his opinion, but it's the way he structured it. I don't think he meant it that way, but it just sounded wild the way he said it.
Oh, that shit was wild.
Because it was like she don't deserve to be on the card or be in.
So what can we say then? Because it seems like how that we live in a world where, like, every time we say something, even though you articulate yourself very well, oh, he's a racist, oh, he's this, oh, he's anti-phobic, da-da-da-da. Come on.
No, but the thing is, you're not understanding what I'm saying. It's what you say. It's how you. It's not what you say. It's how you say it. If you're clear what you're saying, which makes perfect sense, people are gonna take it the way they're gonna take it. It's just that you even said it. You even heard it. The way what he said was basically, she don't deserve to be here at all. That's what it is.
Someone said that you gotta read the room, then speak. But regardless, you can read the room, and people still can say what you say wrong. Regardless,
people gonna say what they want to say. Regardless.
Exactly.
But when you're on a platform like that, you gotta be mindful and careful of how you say things.
But you know what?
People.
But you know what? At times, that misquoted or that was taken the wrong way helps your career out.
It could be a pop. It could be a soundbite. Who the fuck knows? But all right, let's move on. The last thing for tonight is AEW Dynamite.
Yo, before we move on to that, the fact that New Japan versus Noah is gonna happen at Wrestle Kingdom, so that's fucking huge. By the way, just a heads up for everybody.
If you're into the New Japan Noah realm of wrestling, if you're into Japanese wrestling, and
Wrestle Kingdom 16 is gonna be January 8th. Just a heads up on that one. So it's a huge fucking deal. It's like their Forbidden Door, you know. So people don't know about it. It's huge.
Oh, okay, because I was like,
that's their version. Yeah, that'll be big. And I can't wait.
It's like WWE versus WCW, and then AAA.
Well, that did happen though.
No, but I said it's like their WCW versus WWE. Yeah. That's what it's like their version of that. But
Triple H having a triple threat match, right?
No, a 5-way.
I know it's Lethal, Bobby.
What, for the title?
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, after Full Gear, Kenny Omega had announced that he will be having surgery and will be out for an undisclosed amount of time. And in that time, he not only, once again, he lost to Adam Page at Full Gear, he actually relinquished the AAA World Heavyweight title because of his impending surgery. So what Sir Wilkins is mentioning is that they're now having a match to crown the new AAA Heavyweight Champion.
Where is it? Hold on, let me get the exact people. The AAA Heavyweight. Yeah, you got a heavyweight because it's pretty fucking huge. It's a 5-way match.
That's a lot of niggas. Yeah, I know how I feel about a lot of niggas.
It's a 5-way elimination match.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, not gonna lie to you, it's some hitters on that one. There's some hitters on that one. I'll look it up. But we can talk about Full Gear while I look it up.
We talked about Full Gear last episode. We talking about Dynamite.
No, I'm talking about Dynamite. Yeah, I can talk about Dynamite.
And the promo.
Oh, it's a triple threat now.
It's a triple threat now. Okay.
Yeah. So Bobby Fish, Lethal, and that other Spanish dude. I don't know if he's Mexican. So.
What Spanish dude?
It's what is it?
Some Spanish dude.
It's a Hispanic dude that's on there. He has a mask. What about his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who?
It's I think it's Kalisto.
No,
it's not Kalisto.
Now you just naming niggas with masks.
That's racist.
Mad racist.
But that's what you did.
All right. They're gonna cancel me now? All right, whatever.
No, that's right. You just named a nigga with a mask on. It's not really racist. You just named someone that with a mask on.
It's like saying my brother. Oh yeah, Terry Crews.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a heavy hitter match though. That's it. But the thing is, Kenny's been fucked up for a while.
Yeah, Kenny's actually been wrestling injured for months.
No, it's not months. I think I've been fucked up for years. Cause I remember like if AEW wasn't gonna, he was coming to America. Because
regardless.
No, because his body was tore the fuck up from the strong style.
He couldn't do Japan. Yeah, he couldn't do stuff in Japan.
He was physically. He was like, I'm slow. I gotta slow down. So him coming in, like, even though I don't like him, I respect the shit out of Kenny because the fact that he was able to put on these fire ass matches and not able to put his hand over his head, like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yes, wow.
Probably take CMOS.
Probably, but
I gotta connect for CMOS if you want. My homegirl from DC, she's selling it.
I make it myself.
Okay, I was just telling you how to plug. I was just supporting her. Support Black women businesses. Thank you.
Yeah, but yeah,
You want to
But
talk about that
last but not
promo?
least, Dynamite promo for word.
Let me ask y'all guys, because I have my opinion. So be honest. Do you think it was too WWE heavy?
so that's the only way that they could get the hits across.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
we need to stop pretending that CM Punk's career didn't start in WWE. We need to stop pretending that, and this goes to WWE fans and AEW fans. My nigga,
Thank you.
WWE made CM Punk. John
Yeah.
Cena helped make CM Punk. If there was no John Cena, CM Punk wouldn't be popping.
Like, my thing is this way. You're going to mention his great career in Ring of Honor. Nobody really remembers that. Like, we do,
Nobody
but
cares
it's,
about Ring of Honor.
it's the hardcore of the fans will know that. And
Yeah.
MJF, like, him comparing you to The Miz, everybody been saying that. You have to be the hardcore of the hardcore to know that he really stole his style from Darius Carter. Darius Carter. So if he had said that, people are like, who? No offense to that guy, but come on.
Listen, to talk about, I think that's a great point. You mentioned to bring up WWE stuff. What they brought up in the promo was relevant shit.
Thank you.
Because his UFC career was in the shits.
Thank you.
John Cena did help make his career.
Thank you.
WWE made you a megastar.
Thank you.
People always compare MJF to The Miz.
Thank you.
I did a whole poll on it on Twitter about it a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I remember.
So
yeah.
It's a relevant thing. Like, it needs to be said. And that's what made the promo so good. It wasn't a WWE heavy promo. It was just talking shit about what they do.
Yeah, it was.
And nobody cares about Punk's ROH career. Let's just keep it a buck. Everybody's gonna sit here and be like, "Oh man, ROH, yes." Fucking
Thank you. Because it's the art of battle rap doing research on your opponent. So
Yeah.
what are you gonna say? So guys, what are you gonna say? Hey man, you was the man in Ring of Honor. You was the top guy. Then you left. Yeah, man. UFC, man. At AEW, you defeated all these guys, man. Yeah, you on a winning streak. MJF, you stole this from Darius Carter. You went to MLW. And you're AEW. You cheat to win. That's it.
Need to kill each other, B.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yo, honestly, whoever have an issue with this, clearly, you don't watch wrestling beyond WWE. You just start watching something else. You probably went to your first indie show like Hog. You think you know everything, dog. Somebody said this. Shout out to my son, Dre of Weed and Wrestling. Shout out to my guy. He said, ever since that CM Punk pipe bomb, everybody feel like they're the expert now. They think that they know everything. So that pipe bomb was a blessing and a curse at the same exact time. Because everybody's expert. Because they watch a little bit of this. Come on, B. Niggas ain't ready, man. Niggas ain't ready for this talk, man. Teach these devil, Mr. Black. I'm trying to, Yardley. I'm trying to.
Wow.
But I enjoyed it though. In general,
Fire.
So
Fire.
I love, honestly speaking, it probably was the best promo AEW's had in 2 years.
Whoa. Talking about my son Eddie Kingston in New York? Come on, B. Don't sleep on my son Eddie Kingston.
I meant like segment, one-on-one, back and forth. Probably the best promo they had in 2 years.
So you gonna figure out my son Eddie Kingston and CM Punk? Fickle.
I think this one hit. No, it's not being fickle. I just think this hit a lot harder than that did. For what it was worth. I mean, I think for me, it's hard because I get the art of rap battle in the sense where you gotta hit him with it, you gotta hit him hard, you gotta hit him below the belt, you gotta use certain things, and I get it.
Exactly. Just how no one said nothing when the Usos mentioned Xavier and Paige situation though, right? Come on.
That was in the same company though.
But no,
the thing is though, it goes back to what I said. Like it makes sense. They're a company that doesn't they don't have to believe in. They understand there's other companies out there.
Thank you.
And their
But then want to say then want to try to help them, but don't really help them. That's different for a different day.
Stick to the point.
Because I'm not lying. I don't know.
Because
I love the promo. For me, the other side of the coin, it looks like always gotta have WWE in their name, in their mouths, and it can come off weird. Like I can see both sides. Like I see people that feel that way, and I can see people that are like, nah, he used what he got ammo. He just used it. The end.
It's not weird when it makes sense.
Because that stuff that's been said for years.
But for me, but people can say it's weird because if you are trying to define who you are as a company and you keep mentioning other people's names, then it could kind of come off where the identity gets lost.
So Janelle, defend it then, Janelle. What are you gonna say instead?
No. I'm just saying two different points of view because for me, it's like I can enjoy a promo. Listen, you gotta take shots from 1989. Fuck it, do what you gotta do, say what you gotta say, but you gotta also see it from the other side too. You're gonna have fans that are gonna feel that way.
The only problem with that is you can say that is because they mentioned WWE a lot, but if you look at if you look at it from a different point of view of just looking at it as that situation between these two performers, it makes perfect sense. The big picture, if you're talking about they always mention WWE in and out, yeah, I understand that, but within that, I'm talking for me personally, I'm talking about them two, just them two, not the company as a whole. Just
right, but that adds to what the company has already done.
No, I understand.
In terms of mentioning them.
I'm not looking at that.
No, right.
I'm looking at the fact that hey, the only relevant thing that he's done was be with WWE. The most relevant thing he's done was being with WWE. Then people do talk about Miz being another version of MJF. They go back and forth.
That's the first time I looked.
But the thing is, that's what made it so great because you mentioned these things that are whispered about.
That people have already talked about, but they don't say it on a bigger scale.
Exactly. That's why it was so compelling to hear.
But I just wanted to be clear though, like how other people can.
Yeah, and then I understand other people saying that.
It's an identity thing.
But I understand people saying that. But when people say that, it's like, okay,
what's your alternative?
Exactly. What should have been said during this moment? Because we just turned those whispers into loud comments because now we're putting on the platform, and this now is like, okay, they already brought out the big guns. That's off the table now. Now you continue the story. What now I'm looking for is where does this go now? What compelling story are they gonna say? You set this up nicely. You gave them both the sticks because everybody's excited about, oh, hey, these two being on the mic with each other. Now, there's an issue with this because you gave these niggas 20 minutes.
You basically did a mini pipe bomb.
You gave,
now what?
And everybody wanted this to happen. CM Punk versus MJF on the mic. Yeah. Cool. Great. Now, what are you going to do next week? Because I want to know what's going to happen next week. How are you going to build a storyline? That's the one thing I've always had a problem with AEW. They have these dream situations. And then, not going to lie, low-key, Tony Khan is Booker of the Year because he books dream shit. But his dream shit doesn't last long. It's not compelling past one match or two matches. Nothing is ever built up. All right, somebody online the other day, and I'm not going to mention his name because we all know him. He was just like, oh, the Eddie Kingston thing was fine the way it is. He has to move on to MJF. And I was like, yeah, that's fine, but why not give Eddie Kingston and CM Punk 3 matches? Give him something. Give me something more compelling to draw to. Like really, Because
but it's kind of like, real sports. It's kind of like real sports, right? Let's say right now, boom. Let's go to my diehard team. I'm a diehard Knicks fan. Niggas already know that, right? They play the Pacers in the regular season 4 times a year. You're not gonna make them fight, go against. You know, it's a hot rivalry. Christmas, months down the road, another game. Months down the road, another game. They may meet in the playoffs, maybe. I see that she's booking it like sports. Hey, they did this feud right now. Let's revisit it down the road. Because you don't notice that they like to draw out their storyline. Hangman Page and Thing was years in the making. Look at another storyline right now too. Leo Rush, Martin, that nigga signed with FTW. Listen, you don't know where that could go. You understand?
I get that. But let's look at it even deeper. Let's look at the Adam Cole situation. Adam Page versus Kenny Omega. They were always interacting with each other somewhere or another. The Dark Order, Inner Circle, somewhere the Elite, always somewhat of an interaction throughout it. Eddie Kingston and CM Punk are far from each other now. You mentioned sports.
My thing is though, like, granted, everybody was invested in the Eddie and CM Punk. Are you now going to be invested 6 months from now when you now are focused on MJF and CM Punk? And
because
when that starts to die down to put Eddie Kingston back in that picture, are you going to be upset that they did that? Are you going to be like, damn, I still want more of MJF and CM Punk? Because then now that defeats the purpose of waiting so long to now put Eddie back in that mix.
Again, this is how you establish history. It's just like, I would go back to Stone Cold, right? He beat for Undertaker. You understand? And after that, he went to the Vince. And after that, him and Vince didn't touch for a while. And then he went back to The Rock. Him and The Rock didn't touch for a while. And then he went back to Triple H. Then he circled back to The Rock. You could do this in many ways, dog. It's like Undertaker. No, let me finish. But let me finish. Ray Orton versus Undertaker. They fought. They didn't touch for a minute. Or Brock versus Undertaker. They didn't touch again until way after WrestleMania. Listen, you do not have to make so much rushing. You can drag it out a little bit, dog. Y'all think again, I've been saying this forever, y'all so used to WWE booking. Fast. Yo, listen. All I'm saying is this. They could touch down the road. Another song. Ooh, I remember that they touched. I remember he did this to him. Ooh, I know parts are gonna be fire. More beat. More animal to put on. Yo, MJF. Look, him and Kingston for like 6 months now. Yo, MJF destroying that match, Punk. What happened, Punk? Big and bad, Punk. I did this, Punk. I lost weight. Added more heat. Oh, word? Come on. Round 2? Extra flames,
but the thing is, though, everything you mentioned Brock and Undertaker. They're part-timers. So Undertaker and Randy Orton, they were still in a program. The program was still going on, and there was nothing in between those programs.
They was like, he won Survivor Series. Undertaker was out for like a good 3 or 4 months,
and then he won Survivor Series. And Undertaker pops up.
They did the same exact thing with CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston.
But the thing about it, but then they had something before then. And the thing about it was Undertaker was going to more of a part-time type of schedule. What I'm trying to say is this. I understand your point of view. You want a long-term thing. You talk about sports. If the Pacers and the Knicks play 4 times, that is a series. They play each other 4 times. And when they go into the playoffs, they play each other again another 4 times. So that's 8.
Space it out.
8 times playing each other. So that's 8. That's going back and forth 8 times. My point is, yes, you want things to extend, but in between that, you can have things that are going on longer than 2 matches. And the thing about it doesn't have to be matches. It can be promos being done, backstage stuff that's being done. What the thing is, you want things to feel episodic. That's the one thing I'm going for. Because you do 1 match, you stop caring. Because you put somebody in something else. Programs are built. You build programs with characters. They don't have to fight all the time. But this isn't Mortal Kombat. I fight one person for one stage, hey, Rock, or like fucking Street Fighter. You know, Street Fighter is at the storyline. Oh,
Yeah.
Rock versus Ken on this stage. You beat him. That's over. We go to the next stage.
Yeah.
You want things to extend, invest it, and then you talk about Stone Cold. How many matches I just think it has with The Rock in the beginning of his career with Intercontinental title?
That's what I'm saying. That example, they were always with each other. Like we're watching.
I know, but that's what I said, that they'll get a break from each other, then they'll circle back around, go somewhere. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say they didn't have a lot of matches.
But their programs would be Stone Cold versus The Rock, multiple matches, different ways of interacting. Yes, they'll take a break, but it will at least be a month or two of them going back and forth in the program. Lead up to a pay-per-view. Okay, next person. Rock versus Mankind. Next person. You don't build up history with somebody until you in a legit program. Like we talk of you, if I keep bringing up Adam Page and Kenny. Nigga, they've been going back since New Japan. The story's built in.
So wait, question though.
I'm not talking about New Japan. Like, no, I'm not talking about
question though. Do you think though, when you bring up Adam Page and Kenny, question, and then we'll talk about one more thing and then we'll sign off because I gotta wake up at like 4 hours.
We all do.
I gotta be here for early than y'all. So do you think if Kenny needed the surgery, do you think the title still would have changed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was time for him to get, because he was supposed to, if rumors are true, he should have lost it earlier, but the reason why he didn't lose it earlier was because Adam had a baby.
Yeah.
So yes, that's the reason why I think he was supposed to lose the title.
Oh, you did everything.
So then, if he would have lost the title, and let's say he didn't have to have the surgery, who he would have had a next program with?
Daniel Bryan, Adam Cole, Mero.
Well, Daniel Bryan
Eddie
got the
Kingston.
title shot, so Daniel Bryan him wouldn't have happened.
Honestly speaking, it should have been Kenny again. Because any sports, if you're talking about sports, 9 out of 10, you're entitled to a rematch.
But there's no rematches in AEW.
Look at boxing. Because you want to promote, because you brought up it's like a surreal sport. Every real sport that I've ever seen, especially fighting sports, 9 out of 10 times you get a rematch.
But there's no rematches in AEW. I'm telling you.
They didn't say there was no rematches in AEW.
Yes, he
did. I never heard that.
All right, I'm gonna find it for y'all. He did. He said there's no.
No, I'm not saying you're lying, but like
you could be telling.
I never heard that.
No rematches.
But the actions. I know, but the action shows that they don't do rematches. So like that's why I'm looking like I believe it, but I never heard it. That's what I'm saying.
So last thing before we do sign off, what were your thoughts on Cody's belt being thrown back in the ring?
Cody's getting like the worst type of heat. Like I think it's worse than John Cena. Like the thing about
it, because at least Cena fans that kept saying Cena sucks, those were the same niggas that still low key was buying his merch. So
no,
like at the end of the day,
Cena was polarizing. Where you had people that fucked with Cena and people who couldn't stand Cena.
You had both. It's the same like.
Nah, you did. You did.
Sucks, and then people would cheer for Kurt Angle, and then people say Kurt Angle sucks. The same thing with John Cena.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Kurt Angle was different.
That. Like, it's more 80% hate him and 20% like him.
I think it's when that belt went in that ring. I'm sure enough that went to 90%.
Nah, because the other side didn't throw it back either. It was just one side.
But it's
no, they threw it back, and then Andrade ass had threw it under the ring, which I didn't understand. And then somehow, some way, he got it back on him.
Yeah.
And then threw it to the side, but I don't think he threw it into the fans though. So that's probably why I didn't get.
No, he did because people was like, throw it back, yeah.
Because you couldn't see on that camera side. So I don't even know how far that shit.
Yeah, me either.
But I just thought it was very interesting that they threw it back in the.
They threw it back.
I ain't never seen no shit like that.
Never. I never.
They don't fuck with him, bro.
But why? I like Cody.
I love Cody. I love Cody.
The theme song is a bop. Second thing, Cody is just Cody. And he's probably one of the most like creative minds, low key.
Yo, I got a question for you, Janelle. You be dancing to Daniel Bryan theme song? Like, oh, twerk.
No.
Come on. You don't?
No.
Well,
Yeah,
I think they hate Cody because, like I said before, Cody doesn't fit AEW style. Cody's an outlier in AEW. Like,
But why?
it's look at him.
Because low key. But what do you mean? Look at him. What's he too pretty?
It's he's super clean cut. He's a pretty boy. He's from money. Most of the people that are in AEW, like most of the guys that are not from money. He's not from the indies. You can't. He's a legit a product of WWE.
Yeah.
But
like,
that gives, I don't know. I don't know if that's reason enough to throw a belt back in the ring.
No,
like,
it's not reason enough. But the thing about it, you have to see the mentality of the fans in AEW.
Oh, like you always say, it's indies on steroids. And
So why did Mero then?
Huh?
Mero is basically a WWE guy.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's not this super cookie cutter wrestler.
He's not as pretty as Cody.
Okay.
Yeah, Cody's a cookie cutter wrestler.
Like
that's why he lied when I called him this pretty boy, this Ken doll, because he knew it's the truth.
Yeah, he did.
Shout out to him for liking it.
But he knew what the vibe was.
He's like, yeah.
And that's the number one thing. Like, bro, like, just look at AEW's roster and look at Cody.
He probably the only nigga that walk in with a suit.
Nobody wears a suit there. Kenny
probably
wearing a suit because he became a heel.
Because Don Callis told him to.
And then wore a suit.
What are they gonna do with Don Callis? Oh God, so many questions.
They did find out.
They let go Don.
Yeah,
he's not an Impact. He don't got no contract with Impact.
Well, his contract expired. Whatever happened, supposedly.
Wow.
Supposedly, I don't know, but then he did pop up.
Got no job.
When Kenny did the match, before Kenny did the match, but I don't think he works there anymore.
They got no job. Oh my God.
Wait, question, Janelle.
I think that is fine financially.
Is this too big for airplane? To bring on an airplane?
You cannot bring anything like that. Yes, that's too fucking big for an airplane.
Yeah.
You don't have a pen? You gotta invest.
No,
You gonna travel?
What? It's not weed. I'm talking about because I put my shea butter in here. No, I put my shea butter in here.
Right now. Can we talk about it off camera?
Ask me a question. Sorry.
Yeah, but
anyway,
it's Cody. Cody is not AEW brand.
Cody. I be rooting for you, Cody. For real. I ain't gonna.
I like Cody. I think Cody's one of my favorite wrestlers, but
I be rooting for you, boo, and they don't respond well, and I don't know. And then everybody's like, just turn heel, why don't you? And it's just like,
you turn heel, you quit your job.
That's not him, though. Like, and he said it. He said, I would never. He John Cena. He said, I would never.
His entrance is borderline heel shit.
It really is not, though.
Nah, his entrance is fine, but it comes off like
he's the only one who comes from the middle.
That's first of all. I told you that's not the box. So
he's the only one that comes from the middle. Comes from underneath the stair, underneath the fucking.
What other niggas gonna come through from the rib like that?
And I also understand why, because I think they feel that Cody acts like he's bigger than AEW.
I mean,
he acts like he's bigger than AEW. That's another thing why the fans feel a type of way towards him. Like nigga, what are you doing? You got 2 shows on TBS. I really hope they get signed for a second season because I was really interested in that show. The
ratings
didn't do well.
I was upset.
Damn.
I was like, only 6 episodes?
Niggas didn't get a second season.
I need to see what happened with Liberty Iris now. Now that she's born, I'm invested.
I mean, Shaq got his own show.
Yeah, Shaq's life, because then they captured him when he was doing the thing with AEW. So I'm watching.
So they basically got rid of Cody's show for a bigger star. Makes sense.
Okay.
Then Cody.
Cody
real life that.
Cody can't win anywhere, my nigga.
He can't win anything. He's always second. Like, he's always second tier to somebody.
God damn it! Let Cody win.
He can't win in life. He's always second to his brother. Even though his brother have a championship to pay to him.
Well, actually, no.
Yo, Cody's gonna be more decorated than his brother.
Cody's more decorated than his brother.
He is. He is more decorated than his brother.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing about it. But yet, niggas like Goldust better.
Yo, when I tell you Goldust can walk around these streets and do that shit now, all y'all niggas
Everybody,
appreciate that shit now.
Goldust!
Everybody appreciates that shit now more than ever.
I love Goldust. I was a
Yeah,
fan.
my son Goldie.
I was a fan of Goldust. I love Goldust.
But it was before his time. Like, if I ever met him, I'd be like, yo, that was
Too
before
before his time.
time.
Shout out to Goldust.
Like,
No. Shout out to my son
appreciate that
Goldie
shit.
for making, people in the in that community comfortable to express themselves, because I met a lot of real life Goldust niggas. Cool dude.
There still are a lot of Goldust niggas out here. But on that note,
Yo, I don't need. You know what? I should call them Goldust. Wrestling fans who are gay, Goldust.
No, cannot call them Goldust.
No,
Anyway, no. The answer is no. But
you're not gay though.
it doesn't matter. No.
I can't call them Goldust.
Anyways,
No. That's just as bad as you wanted to have. Remember the gold flakes that would come down as the match before the match started? You'd be like, what the fuck, where did this come from? So
What does do anything, you know?
Because you can't, like, if you're going to call somebody Goldust, then you got to make sure you got the gold flakes on deck. So you go.
You think Eddie Bo would appreciate me saying, yo, my nigga Goldust? You like, no, what are you doing?
before we go, prayers
Like
to
Goldust.
JR.
Yes. JR announced that he will be taking, I believe, the majority of December off for his cancer treatment. So best wishes to him and a speedy recovery from that. He will return, I believe, the last Dynamite of 2021.
Yeah.
Drink your weed and take your sea moss and black seed oil, JR.
Okay. No.
Shout out to Mikey, I see sea moss boys. To everybody that want me done, I'm like, to anybody who want me down with the sea moss crew, let us know, man. Like I got niggas on the Black Attack, the special ed bus with me, the sea moss boys.
The Black Attack, nigga, is this Pokemon? The fuck is you talking about?
No, that's my fan base. The Black Attack shot to special ed boys. I mean the special ed bus.
Black Attack is the tagline.
I mean, sorry, the Black Pack. The Black Pack.
Thank you.
Special ed bus. Yeah, man. I got mad fans. Shout out to all my fans out there, man. Y'all crazy though, but I love y'all, man. Shout out to the Dirty Heels, man. Shout out to my brothers in arms.
Like I said, I have fans, and this one is rocking out. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this special episode, Thanksgiving edition of the Jobbertears podcast. Anyone going
to North Carolina this weekend? North Carolina.
We will be there, all three of us, live and in color.
All three of us, plus Dre. We will officially unite with the Jobbertears South.
Plus Dre and with Jobbertears South. Special shout out to Zuka.
Zuka, okay?
But shout out to him because he's on at least one show every day this weekend, and I'm so proud of him.
He making money.
So I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of everybody that's on the card. Shout out to Battle Club. We'll have representation there as well tomorrow night at WrestleCade, the Showcase the Champion show. But yes, we will be down there. Make sure to say, hey, what up?
And don't be weird. Say hi to me. Say hi to all of us. Not just one of us. Niggas.
As you can see, he takes that personally, guys. So, as always, I'm Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and Mrblacc. We want to wish you once again a very happy Thanksgiving. Hashtag Black Excellence. Hashtag we are out.
Bye, guys.
I was over, got the hands in motion. If you go with rolling, no need to focus. Traveling states and over oceans. You gotta wait till your coast chosen. Try to have lines outside the show like Harry Potter releases at Barnes & Noble.